Yo, what's going on guys? It is Cynnnical, and today for you guys got more breaking news to do with this recent Kingdom Hearts 3 rumor that has recently surfaced onto the internet. Now, I've already brought out a video talking about this. This is talking about the fact that Jim Cummings, who is actually the voice actor for Pooh Bear, Tigger, and Pete in Kingdom Hearts, he's recently said that you can expect to see Winnie the Pooh and stuff in Kingdom Hearts 3. If you haven't already seen the video, then please, I suggest that you guys go ahead and do that so you can kind of catch up to speed with what is going to be happening in this video right here. I'll put an annotation somewhere on screen or a link in the description. Be sure to go check it out. However, there has been an update towards this whole situation, which is actually more interesting than what has initially been sort of stated by Jim Cummings. So first of all, let's look at what he kind of first said. You know, he's like, when asked about the chance of Darkwing Duck appearing in KH3, Cummings had very little to say about it, but did say Winnie the Pooh and Tigger would be in the upcoming game. So I suppose that's kind of cool. You know, he's first of all saying that, you know, they're gonna be in there. That's great. Like, you know, okay, cool. There has, however, been an update. So, this is what the update states. At the Albuquerque Comic Con 2016 in New Mexico, Jim Cummings held a Q&A panel where he had answered fan questions about his work. And forum user Matt Gitsi, sorry once again about the pronunciation, had another chance to ask him about his work for the Kingdom Hearts series. While he discussed his general recording work, Cummings discussed that they had to paraphrase the original Japanese script, which can create challenges for them to record the dialogue, but voicing Tigger in this manner is fun. Although unbidden, Cummings also added that his part of recording for Kingdom Hearts 3 is already complete. So, what this video is looking at is it's not looking about the fact that, okay, yeah, great, you know, Winnie the Pooh, 100 Acre Woods, you know, is likely to come back through what we've been given here through this apparent rumor, right? No, what we're looking at is the fact that he has mentioned that his part to do with the voice acting and the voice recording of Kingdom Hearts 3 is complete. Now, if you look at it, voice recording is usually, now this is a usual development practice, but usually voice acting is one of the last, not the very last, but one of the kind of last things that developers end up doing for video games in the whole development cycle. Like, it's generally in the last kind of 80%, around about there. And of course you guys will also notice that recently Tetsuya has said that Kingdom Hearts 3 is in a quote-unquote very important phase of development. Like, as of right now, it's in a very, very important stage of development. So putting two of these things together, is it quite possible that perhaps maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 is further in development than we might think? You know, especially because of the fact that, like, alright, Jim Cummings, he does the English voice acting for, you know, Tigger, Pete, as well as Pooh Bear. I would say that all three of these characters are very well going to be returning. You know, Pete especially, like, we pretty much know that Maleficent and Pete, they're out to get the Tome of Prophecies and stuff. They're definitely going to appear in Kingdom Hearts 3. So, you know, because he's the English voice actor, and especially because of the fact that this is English voice acting, you know, although kind of what's a priority in terms of Square Enix is, I would say that Japanese voice acting is the stuff that gets finished first, then English. But the fact, like, he's already mentioning right now that his voice acting for Kingdom Hearts 3 is already done, that blows me away. Like, that literally blows me away. Now, Square Enix might actually be doing it in a different sort of sequence compared to the normal sequence. Who knows? You know, Square Enix might have been doing voice recording and stuff for this game for the past 2 years. You know, the general way of how developers work is it usually happens towards the end of development. But that's not to say that some developers might do things differently. This does get me very, very interested though. You know, that's just absolutely great to see. But the thing to, you know, obviously know at the end of the day is this is currently just a rumor. We do know that the Albuquerque Comic Con, you know, is going on at the moment and stuff like that. It is a real thing. Comic Con, obviously, it's a real thing. And voice actors and stuff go to these different events, especially Comic Con. So it looks more towards the positive side. If everything, like, right here is true that Kingdom Hearts Insider is actually posting, then that is absolutely freaking fantastic. Now, one thing that I thought I would go over is the facts of something that also happened kind of last year, around this time, or exactly around this time. You guys will notice that if you've been following me for probably a full year now, ever since the start of 2015 or the end of 2014, at the start of 2015, there was something that happened on Twitter. What happened was Bill Farmer, who is the voice actor for Goofy, he ended up like sending all these misleading tweets about Kingdom Hearts 3 releasing in 2015, around about like 3 days after this whole confusing thing that he did on Twitter. Square Enix ended up sort of, you know, like speaking out on the matter and saying, you know, we apologize, Kingdom Hearts 3 currently doesn't have any release, it's unconfirmed, and, you know, etc, etc. But the thing about that is, like, that was something that Bill Farmer, like, obviously was so completely confused about. I don't know how he fucked up, really, if that's how you want to put it, that bad. To stuff up that bad is pretty embarrassing, especially on Bill Farmer's side, but that was quite kind of like a Twitter thing, you know, he was getting a little bit confused on Twitter. This makes more sense, because voice actors, like I mentioned, they go to Comic-Con, they do Q&A panels, they do answer questions. Sometimes they answer questions that perhaps maybe they're not really supposed to, but who really knows? At the end of the day, as it stands, as of right now, this is currently a rumor. What is going to be interesting is, if this kind of news gets widespread enough, we'll kind of see if Square Enix actually ends up saying something. Obviously, if they don't, then that kind of gets me wondering, maybe they're not saying something for the purpose being that it is actually correct information. But of course, if this gets talked about enough, then I kind of would sort of expect Square Enix to kind of come out and say, you know what, the information that has been posted is incorrect. Please stay tuned for some official announcements or something like that. But anyway, guys, that's just kind of my 5 cents, reporting some more news and information to you guys on this whole rumor situation. This news right here is more interesting than the first one. I will put this page right here in the description below so you guys can go read it for yourselves. Otherwise, guys, I've been Cynnnical. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.